So welcome back, guys. For this week I will continue the work on the conversion. As you can see, it's all laid out in mesh, the battery section plus the charger. So since I've already painted up most of that, and some of the parts, I've actually left it to dry for about a week now, maybe 5-6 days. I'm going to assemble that, and also assemble all that, and also put some pairings into it. Plus, once this is installed, I plan to refine the accelerator cable, which I find it not the best of angle, which I would like to see it refine a little bit, plus test out the signals later on. So hope to get that done by this weekend. Well, that's the charger installed with all the screw tied in. It's all secured down here also. All these well tied down, so the whole charger box, sorry, the charger is all secured and would be here permanently. I hope I don't have to remove it, because it's quite job to just to remove that thing down there. So it's all done and secured. And next, I've put in also a piece of just put in the piece of battery hold down or whatever. So I've just used a layer of the EVA that is left. Used to be black. I painted it black, but the EVA is white, so I have to put a layer on it. It acts as a sort of a damper, plus to reduce the abrasion that might caused by vibration and whatever that would normally goes on in the car. And of course, down here it's not even possible to see it. Well, there's a layer of about maybe 4mm rubber pad that I put in, so that should also press that down pretty well, plus some absorption if there is any. So then on to the next piece, which is this big one, which would go down across all the 4 batteries. So just before I tie down the battery tie down, I took some remaining plastic, make a hole into the middle of them, so the M6 screw could pass through them. So all of them will basically be sitting on a piece of plastic, which would not scratch the paintwork, and hopefully not induce any form of rust in the long run, plus some maybe some noise dampening or whatever. So put this piece in then on that section of batteries. So after maybe a little while, took me a little while, then a little longer than I've expected, this is all secured in. The whole thing is sturdy, not it's not steady as a rock, so the whole battery pack is all tied down now. It's with all the spring washers. I put in spring washers and washers, spring washers and washers, plus small little pieces of plastic, rubbers, and so on. So there's also another pad of rubber down here. So all that is done. So next would be, of course, the switch and the BMS sensor to go in. So we should be in good progress for this week. Both the cutoff switch plus the last unit of BMS sensor is in here. So the next one I'm doing on now is actually supposed to be the this is actually the power shunt cable, if I recall correctly, from battery number 1, which goes into the last BMS unit, which feeds the signal back to the monitor unit down in there. So just making in, as I've already changed the cables inside the batteries, so now the cables come out, it does not have the connector, so I'm just soldering in the connectors, make the connection good, well, and should get the color codes all correct. Well, it's not the best of circumstances where I have to do it in the car, but looking at the way things has progressed, that's the only choice. So anyway, here goes. Well, you can get tons of videos on how to make a good shoulder. Of course, you would see that I am not the best shoulder guy in the world, you know. But approximately that's how I get it done. So that's one. Very quickly, if you guys really want to know and not want to find out how to get it done from the other guy's video, I bet there are tons of better videos than this one on the soldering topic of joining wires. So what I'll do is I'll just open up both these wires. Well, want any fray, then I would just splice both of them sort of together. That itself would create the bond. That means both the copper wires are bound together in a splice, and once that is done, well, basically this bond is quite strong. So next would be to fill it in with solder. Once the soldering materials are in, well, there is very little chance that it's going to fall off. So here goes again. So just make sure that before you start doing on the soldering, you have prepared some shrinking, if you are using shrinkables or whatever, you know. So make sure you pass them through the wires before you even start doing this. So for the last one, just the same process, but once you get the hang of it, well, it's you get to start enjoying doing this. Just to make sure there are no sharp points, possibility of developing a sharp points anywhere around. I'll just press all that loose ones back. So that's the last one. So soldering. I think I missed some of the sharp ones, so I'll just crimp it back with so that should get the work done. The sleeves are all here where I could easily push them back. I'll leave the labels back as I pushed the string into the labels so I can get away. I can make the strings all stay from the heated source as far as possible. So once I string this in heat, it would it would be as par as factory. And the one of the most effective way that I've found without spending a lot of money on an industrial blower, I simply find the cheapest. This is the cheapest. I think I got it free from a maker in yeah, you know this Superman it reads. So I'll just use this about 10 seconds. And the results are fantastic. The stringer bows are nice and tight packed in, and the heat are quite even all around, so it gets done pretty fast also. So without spending too much money on you can get it done with a hair dryer. And once that is done, there's another insulation or stringer bow which I've already prepared before this for the outside cable. So I'll go ahead, give it a good blow, so the whole thing should be wrapped up quite nicely. Just before I tighten up the whole thing, I sort of build up a little bit using some PVC tape, so it acts as extra protection insulator, and also it gives hopefully a better contour. And even the batteries are sort of heated up. Anyway, so this is how it's all done. It's all packed well. Hopefully it is good enough. I think it's good enough for the car application. So some of the improvement that I've made on the accelerator cable that I hope to improve on the angle actually. So I've from 5mm stainless steel that I found where. So I've blew 2 holes, tapped 3 holes. So this were the piece of template that was used last week for mounting the cable bracket. And very quickly I I have made a sort of adapter plate where I could get the angle up a little bit. So these two holes, actually one of it will only be used where I could adjust just move a little bit just in case I got the just some fine tuning, which I may have the option to do it. So, and these two pieces will be assembled like this, and also added two pieces of absorption material to absorb the vibration, if any. Plus also to as you can see, the last screw does gets into the way of the bracket here, so it may it also acts as a sort of a spacer also from here. So I'll go ahead and assemble the whole thing. Part of the assembly would I could easily do it here, so I'll go ahead and fix up this whole thing, or part whatever I can fix up here. The rubber pad also acts as a gasket of sort, plus also it would hold down just in case I would need to disassemble the thing. The plastic would sort of hold down the whole screws, where I don't need to go underneath or go up the car or whatever else, just to hunt for the screws. Three M5s should do the trick. Pretty nice, and that's gonna be as sturdy as whatever would come. And then the next step would be to assemble this one here. So this could also be done here. So the whole piece is assembled as such, where the screw is not in the way, and also it's quite sturdy from all the components which are in. So I'll go ahead and put this whole thing in the car, plus I've also added another part in. So the assembly, it's quite simple. It's practically these two holes here, like I say, would fit into the M6 here. So either I could cut some space to play with, just to adjust the free play. Plus most of it would come from this section here. So just in case. Then also I've also decided to add sort of a spring once this is mounted here. This mounts like this, and there is a spring that I've decided to add on, which would act as a backup secondary spring if all else fail. This would definitely return at 0. so that it's steady as a rock now. The whole objective was to align this line so it's as straight as possible, plus the level of it, I want to try to get it as close as possible to you know. So this would go somewhere like this as per last week. So that's how the whole assembly would more or less look like, just to fine-tune the small little free play here. It should work exactly as when it was first made in the factory. So this whole unit is sturdy, and plus the secondary spring is here in position, so I think the whole thing should be pretty nice. So the whole thing is the whole accelerator assembly is assembled, and it's gonna be quite permanent for now. There is practically no free play at all. Means the whole accelerator pedal will be in use. And also, if we check it from the side, I don't know if I could get the angle correct. You could see that the alignment of the lines are practically straight, so it should not have any form of friction or angle or wear or whatever that may cause because of the alignment. Plus the secondary spring or the backup spring is in, hooking onto the cable mechanism here, so there is no way that this could you know, unfortunately remain on an open position or somehow caused by the cable. So there is no such chances of such event happening, though could get a bit but anyway, I think that is I'm quite happy with the setup here. I'll test the pedal to the metal now. Test one. Test two. So referring to the old trusty diagram, which is updated in a way, so these two little sockets should be the signal from the port box, and I've hooked the probes in. I leave the meter there. I'll check with the accelerator pedal and run a few test runs on this.